welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, the only show on Indian television where you, the MSME, get center stage. This is ET Now's special daily initiative to give MSMEs and entrepreneurs the opportunity to be front and center on every industry and area that matters to you. Tonight on the show, we're bringing you highlights of a jury run we're doing ahead of the Leaders of Tomorrow Awards, and later on featuring 21 Foods. Tonight on the show, we're bringing you some of the biggest highlights of a jury run that we did with the Who's Who of India Inc. leading up to the Leaders of Tomorrow Awards. Do take a listen to the jury members who met up with some of the biggest MSMEs across the country.
Leaders of Tomorrow, with its mission to recognize India's entrepreneurial drive, is hosting the 6th edition of the LOT Awards. As a precursor to this grand ceremony, we hold a jury meet to pick the country's finest MSMEs from a selected list of nominees. When stalwarts of the Indian economy come together, the result is bound to be phenomenal. This was realized when the panelists struck a chord with MSMEs across 9 different sectors. Delighted with the progress of Leaders of Tomorrow Awards, here's what they had to say about the list of nominees and the pre-jury process.
I think the process is very, very fair, and we had some very, very interesting entries. A couple of them were extremely good, some were not so good, but I think it was a good mix, I would say, firstly. And it was across different verticals, so it was all the more interesting. It was a learning opportunity for me as well, because, you get to know different businesses and, their know-hows, etc. But what was very interesting, and one thing that came out very, very importantly and prominently, was the fact that there was so much of technology, and how are they using technology as a platform to showcase and market and sell their products. So that was very, very interesting for me, because technology, as you all know, is the future. Also, what was interesting was everybody was very, very conscious about their bottom line, and they were looking at are they getting a clear ROI. So I think overall the session was very, very interesting, and lots to learn, and of course I think it's a good two-way interaction as well, and I really enjoyed networking with the rest of the jury members. So I think it was really good.
One thing is very clear, that we have outside a brilliant set of entrepreneurs who are very, very creative, who are very innovative, and it was a learning of the day. It was also an eye-opener for us that, in so many fields, there is so much of a work which is being done, and behind that are some very, very young entrepreneurs. They're very creative. We could see the passion into them while we were talking to them. I think so. They have a huge potential. Are they exploiting their potential to the maximum? The answer is no. Probably there need to be some mechanism around it to enable them to exploit their fullest potential. They have started well. They're on the right track. I think so. They require some policy push or some enabling regulations so as to completely exploit their fullest potential.
The top 4 MSMEs in all the 9 categories put their best foot forward in front of the distinguished jury. Arriving with a mix of nerves, the entrepreneurs headed home with unmatched learning.
It's definitely a platform where, as a company, we do encourage ourselves to push ourselves to the next level so that we can move our categories. So this is kind of a gamification where we are having a recognition for our work done and an encouragement for going into the next level. And definitely the jury is very experienced in their own fields, and their suggestions are helping us to improve ourselves. So last year we were there on the top 3, and this year again we got nominated. So we are trying our best to move ahead.
Definitely, when you're sitting in front of the delegates, it's really good, it's really wonderful, and having the session like this really motivate to the small and mid enterprises, because different leaders, they all come together, they share the ideas and the brainstormings and everything. So it was really a good experience, I think. Yeah.
I think it's a great boost. I think much more than money, much more than anything else, because first of all, it forces you to think what you have been actually doing, and whether it's been helping you or not, and what has made you come to this stage. It helps you gather all the thoughts. I think it's a great process, and the awards would be a great motivator, because you need money for the basic things, but then you do need some recognition, and I think this awards, it's a great initiative on your part. I must congratulate the Times, I must thank the Times Group for that.
Join us in the celebration of exceptional entrepreneurial achievements as this 3-month-long process culminates in Delhi with the attendance of the Who's Who of India Inc. and government representatives.
Time for a break. On the other side, 21 Fools is our small giants tonight. Do stay tuned.